What is up, everybody? Well, welcome to 2012, that dreaded year. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I personally don't believe all that crap about the Mayan calendar and all that superstitious stuff, but since it's been a while since I've made videos on a semi-regular basis, I figured I'd do some kind of update on where this channel is and what I'm going to be doing with it for 2012 and from this point forward. Now, I realize that a state of the channel discussion is not anything all that original. Lots of other channels already have something like this. But I saw a couple of videos like this, and I figured, you know what, that's kind of a neat idea. Let's do that and bring everybody up to speed on what exactly I want to do with this channel, since it's been quite some time since I've made any videos on at least a semi-regular basis. First things first, although I don't believe all that crap about the Mayan calendar and the end of the world and things like that, even without all of that, 2012 would still be a miserable year that's gotten off to a miserable start for me. Here's how the beginning of the year went for me. Sunday the 1st was New Year's Day. The following day on Monday, I went back to work. Then the following day on Tuesday, I was laid off. Now, nobody hated me or anything, and actually the folks I worked with liked me being there, and so did a lot of the other folks I worked with, but the numbers came back for 2012, and it strictly came down to dollars and cents. Myself and quite a few other folks that the people I worked for liked had to leave, so basically I've been looking for a job ever since. I'd say the biggest problem in all this, other than the looming threat of poverty and stuff like that, is quite simply that I can't have any fun anymore. You know, I can't really do anything besides look for jobs for any respectable length of time without wanting to get back to looking at jobs and looking for postings and things like that. I have a growing list of job sites in my web browser bookmarks, and you know, the stuff that I would normally do for fun and hobbies and things like that, I just can't do for any respectable length of time without wanting to just, you know, close everything up and go back to looking for jobs, because nothing's fun right now. I mean, I wake up wondering where I'm going to work next. I go to sleep wondering where I'm going to work next, and I just can't do anything that I would have formerly considered fun without wanting to just shut everything off and get back to the job search. I'm sure that's not a bad thing, but it almost kind of drives me to end up with days that are rather monotonous. I'm trying to do some things for fun in the evening after all the HR offices close and stuff like that, and after all my applications for the day are sent in and things like that, so I don't go completely bonkers from doing one thing for the extreme majority of my waking hours here. And I happen to be working on this video because it's a holiday weekend, so I know some folks are going to take Martin Luther King Day off, so I probably won't have as many leads on new jobs to look at tomorrow as I usually do. So that's basically what's going on, and therefore 2012 is off to an absolutely miserable start for me. So if you see me not post a lot of stuff at the beginning of this year, that's why. But after I finally get over this hurdle, whenever the heck that is, here's what I'm thinking of doing for the various series that I have going and other such stuff, as well as some new stuff I'm going to be trying this year. One of the new things I'm going to be doing for 2012 is I actually started a regular text blog called the MultimediaJay Blog at multimediajay.wordpress.com. Yes, that's blog with a B. Now, why would I do something like this, even though for someone like me it's kind of a step backwards to go from video blogging to text blogging? Well, various reasons, actually. For one thing, updates on a text blog are a lot easier than making video blogs for updates, so if I'm doing things like responding to stuff in the news, it'd be a lot easier and a lot quicker for me to respond via a text blog than to go to all the trouble to make a video blog. Plus, one of the things I want to do with this regular blog is not have to video blog as much, because I've never really been that big of a video blog person. I've tried it a couple of times, but I've just never been able to really get caught up in the whole video blog thing on YouTube. Usually I like the videos I make on YouTube to be something more than me sitting in front of a camera talking. So, the whole video blog thing, I've tried it a couple of times, but I've just never been able to stick with it. Secondly, with AT&T's introduction of metered broadband even for DSL and UVerse customers last year, AT&T jumping on the bandwidth cap wagon now basically means that the majority of broadband connections in the United States have bandwidth caps on them, which I find absolutely disgusting because I think bandwidth caps hold back the technology. But all discussion on broadband aside, it's probably a lot better for bandwidth if you just load a web page like a blog entry and whatnot, instead of watching a 30 megabyte video of someone sitting in front of their camera talking. Not to mention, typing up a text article is an awful lot easier than going to all the trouble of having to set up some kind of video blog and things like that. Plus, I don't know about you, but doesn't it seem like the whole video blog thing is just completely blown over on YouTube? I mean, there's still some people doing it, but today, the stuff, even among the user-created content, like the stuff that folks like myself and others do on here, the extreme majority of the stuff I'm running into these days is not video blogs. I think finally, the novelty of, hey, an easy way to put videos on the internet, so let's all sit in front of our camera and talk and stuff, is pretty much worn off at this point, and folks are saving the video for stuff that makes more sense, like, say, gameplay videos or self-directed films or things along those lines. All I can say is, of the stuff I watch on YouTube these days, the extreme minority of it is traditional video blogs where someone sits in front of a camera and talks, or walks around pointing the camera at themselves and talks, and all that other stuff. The quicker, easier updates on a text blog versus YouTube also means that the regular blog is also going to take away some of the more mundane like news story response content that formerly would have been done via the radio style series. Now, I started the radio style series as kind of like an AV geek's alternative to video blogging, but even that's kind of hard. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, and I've spent hours just putting together this video specifically. So, you're talking about hours to put together a YouTube video or minutes to type up a blog article. There's just no comparison here. Plus, you folks with your bandwidth caps out there, it'll be easier on your bandwidth caps if I throw in my 2 cents via a blog article instead of a video, and things like that. Something else I can do too is I don't have to go through all this mess every time I want to respond to a news article. I can just type it up and link to it and have that be that. It's just way easier to text blog than video blog. So feel free to head on over to multimediajay.wordpress.com and check it out. And don't worry about not remembering the address or anything. After this video goes live, I'll post that blog's address as my website on the channel page. So with the regular blog taking over the more mundane content of the radio style series, what specifically is going to happen to the radio style series this year? Well, I'm going to continue to make it more into an AV geek's alternative to video blogging, but with more emphasis on the AV geek part of it. So it'll be more like a PowerPoint show or teleconferencing PowerPoint slides than just throw up a picture and talk for 10 minutes like I did before. I've also been seeing some AV geeks putting up essentially montage videos with graphics and animation instead of video footage to talk about specific subjects and things like that. So I was thinking maybe try some of that myself and either go with a more PowerPoint format for radio style or a montage with animation and the whole 9 yards and stuff. So it'll definitely be a lot more graphical than it has been for radio style in the past. I may even be tempted to rename it PowerPoint style, but that just doesn't have the same ring to it as radio style. Plus, the monologue part of it will remain unchanged, so that part's still going to resemble a radio broadcast. It's just the graphical part of it is going to be ramped up since all the mundane stuff can now go to the regular blog. In any event, radio style will probably be a bit more graphical than it has been, but at its core, it'll still resemble talk radio more than anything else. The MultimediaJay Vlog's probably not going to be changing very much in 2012. I think I kind of hit my stride with the over-the-shoulder tech videos format last year with the Polaroid Blu-ray thing, and that'll pretty much be what I continue doing with this sort of stuff. There's some other channels on here that do that sort of stuff, and I think it's kind of neat, the whole videos that feel like you're going over a friend's house and watching them tinker with computers and stuff like that. So, fun stuff. No need to make a lot of changes there, except the title might be a little off. It isn't really a vlog per se, but let's not be too nitpicky. It's a fun series to do, and it's going to keep right on going here in 2012. I'll admit up front, I miss making gaming videos of any kind. Reviews, let's plays, commentaries. I've been watching other folks do this sort of stuff, and I'm thinking, why don't I get back into that? Yeah, 2011 was a terrible year for the Play Some Stuff series, but mostly because of hardware issues. I changed my computer setup several times, and some of the computers that I formerly would have recorded footage on, I couldn't do that anymore. I had to split off console recording from PC recording. It was a total mess. I think, though, that now I finally got everything rearranged to the point where I can finally have a relatively reliable way of recording game footage again. So I definitely want to get back into making gaming videos of various types. As has been the case since the Play Some Stuff series started, some of the videos I make may not fit squarely into the specific genres that gaming videos sometimes have on YouTube, like reviews, speedruns, let's plays, etc. But it's still a fun series to do, and I definitely want to make some more gaming videos of some type sometime this year. The retro reel was probably the biggest disappointment of 2011 for me, because I had all these 5-year anniversary videos that I wanted to put together, but then things just got too busy at the end of the year. I had lots of various videos from 2006 that I wanted to make retro reels out of, but I never got around to it. And some of them are time of the year specific, like there was one that was holiday specific that I wanted to post around Christmas time, but that just didn't work out. Still though, the retro reel is what it is, a way of reposting older videos with some historical context added in, so the folks watching them aren't totally lost by how old the videos are. I think it might be time for me to put together a new intro sequence for the retro reel though, in case some of the videos I want to bring back are widescreen. We're getting to the point where there might be some videos in that series that are widescreen, but I'm gonna wait until that actually happens before crossing that bridge. So, what can I say? The retro reel is what it is, and that's pretty much what it's going to stay as. I realize I may have left some folks scratching their heads at why I'd make a mashup video of Skyrim and Zelda Ocarina of Time, but that was an idea I had actually been tossing around for quite some time before I finally put the video together. I literally have been reminded of Ocarina of Time as I played through Skyrim. Sometimes in the dungeons when you had to solve a puzzle to get a door to open, I'd solve the puzzle, and then as the door opened, I'd be like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, because it reminded me of a Zelda dungeon so much. But what can I say? Sometimes good games just have some things in common. That mashup video, though, was one of the more random videos that I wanted to make. And some of the videos that you may see on this channel in this coming year may be kind of random and not really fit into any existing series. And it may leave some folks wondering, where'd that come from? And I apologize in advance for that, but I do have some pretty random ideas for videos that might wind up on this channel this year. One of the perennial problems I have with YouTube videos and things like that is sometimes I get imprisoned by my own structure. I want to have certain elements in a video, or I want to make a video look like a TV show, or I want to contribute to my existing series, and then I brush aside random ideas that'd be pretty neat but don't really fit into any existing series and stuff like that. Sometimes I just forget that this is a hobby, and above all, it's supposed to be fun. And the day it stops being fun is the day I should back away and go do something else for a while. So, a little heads up, some of the stuff I end up posting might be a little on the random side, and if that happens, there's a good chance that it may have been intentional. So, that's the sort of stuff I'm looking at for 2012. The job search is going to be a massive hurdle, but hopefully I can get over that and get back into this stuff and start working on some of these videos I've been wanting to make for quite some time, but never really could get around to making. In any event, this has been State of the Channel 2012. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is Multimedia Jay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.